I'd like to know more about Trump's tariffs. Will they be good or bad in the short term and long term for the United States?
President Trump's recently announced tariffs on imports from Canada, Mexico, and China are likely to have significant economic impacts on the United States, both in the short term and long term. Let's examine the potential effects. Short-term effects. In the short term, the tariffs may have some mixed effects, potential benefits, increased federal revenue. The tariffs are estimated to generate approximately $100 billion per year in extra federal tax revenue. Protection for certain domestic industries. Some U.S. industries may see short-term gains as foreign competition becomes more expensive. Likely drawbacks. Higher consumer prices. Tariffs are expected to lead to price increases on a wide range of goods, including automobiles, electronics, produce, and lumber. Supply chain disruptions. Many U.S. businesses rely on imports from these countries, and sudden tariffs may cause disruptions and increased costs. Potential job losses. While some sectors may see job gains, others could face losses due to increased production costs and reduced competitiveness. Long-term effects. The long-term outlook for these tariffs is generally negative according to most economic analyses. Economic contraction reduced. GDP. Estimates suggest that the tariffs could reduce long-run economic output by 0.4%, 0.3% from Canada-Mexico tariffs, and 0.1% from China tariffs. Job losses. The tariffs are projected to eliminate hundreds of thousands of jobs. One estimate suggests a loss of 344,000 full-time equivalent jobs. Decreased investment, lower capital stock. The tariffs are expected to reduce the U.S. capital stock by 0.3%. Trade war risks. Retaliatory tariffs. There's a high risk of other countries imposing retaliatory tariffs on U.S. exports, which could further harm the economy. Consumer impact. Sustained price increases. Long-term tariffs are likely to result in persistently higher prices for many consumer goods. Sectoral effects. Automotive industry. The U.S. automotive sector is particularly vulnerable due to its integrated supply chains with Canada and Mexico. Agriculture. U.S. farmers may face challenges if retaliatory tariffs target agricultural exports. Economic consensus. The majority of economists and studies suggest that the overall impact of these tariffs will be negative for the U.S. economy. Multiple macroeconomic estimates consistently find that Trump's proposed tariffs would have a negative impact on the United States economy. The nonpartisan Peterson Institute for International Economics predicts that Trump's proposed tariffs could reduce American incomes, with middle-income households potentially facing an annual loss of about $1,700. In conclusion, while there may be some short-term benefits for specific sectors and increased federal revenue, the consensus among economists is that these tariffs will likely have a net negative impact on the U.S. economy, both in the short and long term. The potential for higher consumer prices, job losses, and reduced economic growth outweigh the perceived benefits, especially when considering the risk of retaliatory measures from affected trading partners.